I would like to introduce our next speaker, the Reverend Jack Johnson, Executive Director of the Massachusetts Council of Churches.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Reverend Jack Johnson. I am the Executive Director of the Massachusetts Council of Churches, which is an ecumenical partnership of 17 Orthodox and Protestant denominations here in the Commonwealth, also working very closely with the 4 Roman Catholic dioceses of the Commonwealth here in Massachusetts. Some 1,700 affiliated congregations and thousands of individuals in those churches. Together, the member churches of the Massachusetts Council of Churches have opposed gambling expansion in the Commonwealth since the lottery began in 1972. With one ticket drawn once a week for 50 cents, it was supposed to solve public education problem. Before any legislation is voted on or signed, we're asking you to pause the legislature and consider the real cost of slots and casinos. Religious communities and other small nonprofits are in the front line of people who are hurting in this economy. The most vulnerable, our safety net is already frayed. The last thing we need are more foreclosures, more layoffs, more small businesses going under, more costly addictions. Slots will bring new costs to every citizen, even those who never set foot in the slot parlor or casino. Creating more gambling addicts as a budget fix is cruel. But the ugly truth is that creating problem and addicted gamblers is also expensive. Massachusetts can expect a 50% increase in the number of problem gamblers in our state. According to the California Attorney General's Office, problem and pathological gamblers cost California $1 billion per year. Officials in Indiana estimate the cost of serving each problem gambler is $2,500 per year. This adds up to over $750 million in cost for Massachusetts. Even half of that number would be an enormous physical burden to add onto the already dwindling Massachusetts mental health and substance abuse services. Massachusetts cannot afford these increased costs. The Massachusetts budget cannot afford to subsidize these special interests like casinos, Mongols, that don't pay for its cost. With all due respect to the out-of-state casino Mongols, Mohegan Sun and Harrod aren't eyeing Massachusetts out of their deep concern for the well-being of the Commonwealth and our state budget. They are looking for a business opportunity that profits them. We know who wins in that deal, the casinos. Massachusetts taxpayers will have to pay the increased social, legal, regulatory, public safety, and infrastructure costs. Massachusetts legislators need the time and the real data of an independent cost-benefit study commission to make an informed decision. Right now, according to the state, 250,000, a quarter million Massachusetts residents already have a gambling problem. 6 gambling locations saturating our state will create more gambling addiction and more cost. According to a New England Public Policy Center report in 2006, 85% of patrons live locally. We will be taking from our own people, and the church has called robbing Peter to pay Paul. If this slot proposal goes through, these people and their families will be our concerns and our financial responsibility. It is cruel and, frankly, financially irresponsible to say that some people's lives are simply the cost of doing business. The churches stand in opposition to the state getting into the business of creating new gamblers and new gambling addicts. In fact, this is the exact opposite of the best ideal of what a government can and should do for its people. Our Constitution states the end of the institution, maintenance, and administration of government is to secure the existence of the body politic, to protect it, and to furnish the individuals who compose it the power of enjoying in safety and tranquility their natural rights and the blessings of life. I'm appealing to a higher calling in the House today. It's creating new gambling at its legislative action that they should be proud of? Our Constitution talks of a social compact by which the whole people covenants with each other and each other's citizens, and each citizen with the whole people. At our best, we try to enact laws that lift up the lowest, protect the most vulnerable, and create a setting where all citizens can flourish. Instead, we are now considering enacting a predatory gambling policy that will benefit a select few and will hurt a great many. We simply cannot afford the increased cost of slots and casinos. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Kelly Marsimo, who is a board member of United to Stop Slots of Massachusetts.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to take a minute to address the people who may be like I was 3 years ago when I first heard about casinos. And it was actually Senator Sue Tucker who enlightened me to the fact that this was a consideration of our legislature back at an event that I saw her speak at. And like most people who don't consider this or know about it fully, I thought, well, casinos probably wouldn't be a bad thing in our state. I don't want to go to one, but I don't think I should be the one to stop other people from doing it. And then over the course of the last 3 years, I became educated, thanks to many people in many different organizations, people at the legislature. Because it became my job to find out more about it. And it's not every citizen's job necessarily to spend as much time as I did learning about this issue, but because it is going to impact all citizens of our state, it really is your job as a citizen to understand fully this industry. And if you don't study it, you just don't know. And without knowing, I didn't think it was a bad idea. But then when I became educated, and there are so many great ways to become educated on this issue, the United to Stop Slots Mass website is a phenomenal place to get information. There are volumes of things written about this subject, studies done by academics, information that you can read and find out about outside of just the newspaper. Dig deeper, citizens, I say, because if you really learn and find out about this industry, all of the things that you've heard spoken here today will become truth to you. You will understand why people who have no vested interest in this are fighting so hard against it. It is going to hurt the state, and it can potentially hurt each one of us individually on many different levels. It's going to impact businesses. It's going to impact children's lives. People who are not gamblers are going to become gamblers. There are many things that are going to happen. Businesses that are in business today are going to go out of business. This industry does not bring new businesses with it, with the exception of the ones I've seen when I drove past the casinos in Florida. There's all kinds of nice check cashing places and pawn shops. There's some businesses that can be added to the Commonwealth. Are those the ones we want? This industry does not bring an economic multiplier. And so we will not get good benefit from it as if we would from other industries that do that. So I strongly urge all citizens of Massachusetts, please educate yourself. Our legislators, do your homework. It's your job to find out these things on behalf of citizens. Really look at this proposal and really look at the costs. We need to have the cost-benefit analysis, as our organization has been calling for, as the governor supports, that we need to look at this from the way the world has become today. In the last few years, a lot of things have changed in our economic situation. We need to analyze it further. So I implore everyone, from citizen to legislator to the speaker, really do your homework. Thank you.